بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبعد سبحانك ربنا لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا وإخلاصا وتجردا وتواضعا يا رب العالمين. So inshallah we continue with the fiqh of the new Muslim. And today we're going to talk, maybe the most important part of this series is how to develop this person, how to teach him or her. And this is very, very important because you may mess up with somebody and you might leave Islam or whatever. And this person could be a new Muslim, somebody who just took Shahada, or it could be a Muslim, but he was not practicing and he doesn't know anything about Islam and he came back. So we have to know what to do with them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised these people. And He said, Abdeljalil Mezgouri, وَلَكِنْ كُونُوا رَبَّانِيِّينَ إيش؟ بما كنتم تعلمون وقراءة أخرى إيش؟ تعلمون. Both narration. بما كنتم تعلمون أو تعلمون الكتاب وبما كنتم تدرسون. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, before you talk and you teach, you have to be Rabbani. ولكن كونوا ربانيين. الرباني is the one who teach people according to their level with the things that they are fundamental in Islam before you go into details. So you have to talk about what Allah put first and His Prophet and what Allah and His Messenger delay. If it's not, it might be a fitna for the person. A fitna. And we're going to take some example. And so what should be first? Al-kulliyat. The fundamentals. Al-fara'id. And like the prayers, like the fasting, like the zakat, like the hajj. And also the major thing that they are haram. Like stealing, disobeying the parents, fornicating, drinking. These are the things where you should concentrate first. And even in this, we're going to find out that sometimes you might need to delay some of them. We're going to give examples. And subhanAllah, we see this in the teaching of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal. Mu'adh ibn Jabal, he sent him as da'iyah to al-Yaman. And who was there living in Yemen? Jews. The Jews, they were living in Yemen. And they were kicked after that. So the Prophet ﷺ, look what he told him. You are going there to meet people of the book. Because sometimes it happened with us a long time ago until we learned this stuff. Here, I start talking about somebody, about Jesus this and that, and the status of Jesus and so on. And I feel I'm doing a great job, but at the end I find the person is an atheist. So the Prophet, he told him, these are the nature of these people that you're going to talk to. So he told him, the first thing you should invite them to is what? La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah. Nothing else. Until he said, فَإِنْهُمْ أَجَابُوكَ. If they respond to that, and that fact settles in the heart, then move to the second one. And what is the second one? The prayers, the 5 daily prayers. Not the witr and sunnah. I see people just become Muslim and somebody talk to them about witr. 5 daily prayers. Then he said, if they respond to that, and subhanAllah, it's building a building. You cannot build something without the one before it. And you cannot build walls and you don't have the foundation. Then he said, if they respond to that, you move to what? To zakat. Tell them, and look how he presented in a way that everybody will like it. That Allah wants you that you give money those who are rich and to be given to your poor. Who doesn't like that? It means society, everybody is going to benefit. Then the Prophet kept quiet. He didn't talk about what? Fasting. Even though fasting was prescribed, by the way, before the Prophet ﷺ sent Mu'adh to Yemen. Why it's not? We're going to talk about this. It's not the time. Why need to talk about Ramadan? It's another 7 months. Or Hajj. That is not time yet. But why Zakat? Zakat is once a year. Why he talks about it? Huh? We explained this. Huh? Because Zakat has two conditions. One of them is immediately, on the spot, like the prayer. What it is? An-nisab. Because you tell him if you have certain, and you explain, because the person said, why you are talking about my money? You have to explain to them that really, if you reach this quorum today, remember this day. And next year, the same day, see how much do you have. If you have what is equal to the quorum or more, you're going to pay 2.5%. Because if you don't say that, how the person he going to know the first condition of the zakat? So the Prophet ﷺ started with the big things, nothing else. Wallahi, sometimes one brother, he called me, and he said, Sheikh, I have a problem with my son. I said, what's the problem? He said he doesn't want to grow the beard. I said, mashallah. Then I asked him, does he pray? He said, not much. I said, brother. Somebody may hear me speak like this, and he may think I'm putting down the beard. I have a beard. No. Because he doesn't pray and you are talking about something else. No. We need to be careful because sometimes psychologically we are not ready because I think if I don't teach these things, I'm doing big crime. No, no. Slowly. Because you have to take into consideration the person. He's not like you. He's just new. He's struggling. And you remember what we spoke last time. If somebody said, I want to be Muslim, but I'm not going to stop this. You tell him, just become Muslim. Then you work on his iman and her iman. Then the number two that we need to talk about, as I said immediately before this and so on, something that is very important. The issue of al-a'rad, honors. What does it mean honors? Somebody has a boyfriend or girlfriend or something. Here you cannot say, well, I should not talk about this. No, because he's going to fall into haram. Immediately you correct that, because when it comes to the honor, they are very sensitive. And who can give me an example from the seerah? This one, $50, yallah. I didn't give money for wine. $50, anybody? So when I say $50, I mean the question is tough. When one Sahabi, he became Muslim, and what he used to have? 10 wives. So the Prophet didn't keep quiet. He said, choose 4 and divorce the rest. Because if he doesn't divorce the rest and he is with them, what does it mean? He's committing fornication with how many? No, 10. Because he didn't decide yet who are the wives. So immediately he told him, keep 4 and divorce 6. So these things, we take it into consideration, inshallah. And the other one is the money. Does not mean the money, the right of the people, there is no compromise. Allah may forgive you about his rights and so on. But if you owe money to somebody and you become Muslim, your Islam will get rid of everything except the right of the people. So when somebody becomes Muslim and so on, what he has to do? Give back the right to the people. Because does not mean Islam will say, okay, you took it, you took it. No, no. That's not true. The other one, that sometimes you keep quiet and you don't share some knowledge. That is not only with new Muslim, with even people sometimes in a gathering, you need to be careful. One time the Prophet ﷺ, he was speaking about whosoever said, La ilaha illallah will enter al-Jannah. Mu'adh bin Jabal got excited. He said, Ya Rasulullah, can I spread this knowledge? The Prophet told him what? No. Why? Huh? Because people, they will rely on this. Nobody wants to pray. Nobody wants to fast. That's why the Sahaba, they share this knowledge when? Before they die. The last day before his death, he shared that knowledge because he don't want to fall under those who hide the knowledge. So sometimes not because, and this hadith in al-Bukhari, he told him no. And one time even something very serious, I was surprised a little bit. So the Prophet, he was with the companion, suddenly he left. And you know, the companion, they respect the Prophet and they have that fear from him. Fear, not the fear that we are talking about, rahba, because of the Prophet ﷺ. So suddenly they think something might happen to him. Well, let's find out. So who went first? Abu Hurairah. And he will find the Prophet ﷺ in a farm, sitting and so on. Then the Prophet ﷺ shared with him this hadith that whosoever say La Allah will go to Al-Jannah. Then the Prophet, Abu Hurairah said, even if he did this and this and this. Then he said yes. Then he said, I'm going to go tell people. So who came second to look for the Prophet? Umar ibn al-Khattab. He said, what happened? He said this and this, and the Prophet told me I'm gonna, and Umar pushed him. He said, don't do that. And he took him back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, no. So these things we need to pay attention. Another one is to talk about something from the Sharia, but you know the person, the level of knowledge or understanding, he cannot understand it. It might make him. One person, he came to me one time. He's old, and the problem, his English is not that strong, and I don't know how to explain. He said, I'm not going to become Muslim, I have problem. I said, what is the problem? He said, the Quran said that the sun goes into a lake, muddy lake. I said, the Quran doesn't say that. That's your understanding. He said, no, it says it. And he's referring to what? Surah Al-Kahf. تغرب في عين حمئة. He says the science doesn't say that. I said the Quran doesn't say that. And it was a fitna. Or you come to somebody and you tell him the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ of the fly. If the fly drops in the food, what you have to do? Huh? No. Dip it and you take it. That's a sound hadith. But you cannot share it with somebody that he might say, what's this or that and that. And other stuff that we need to be careful on that, inshallah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sometimes from the sunnah to delay the sunnah. That is hard, huh? From the sunnah to delay the sunnah. Why? And who give us the example? Yeah, tonight the Muslim, that's good. But you know the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in this hadith in al-Bukhari, he told Aisha, yeah, Aisha, you see the structure of the Kaaba is wrong. Because your people, when they rebuilt it, they didn't do it right. Then Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, why you don't fix it? He said, no, I'm not going to fix it. Why? Because your people, they are new to Islam. And their attachment to Al-Kaaba is high. If I start demolishing the Kaaba, what will happen? Huh? They will leave Islam. لولا وحديث البخاري لو أن قومك حديث عهد بجاهلية لهدمت الكعبة ولا بنيتها على قواعد إبراهيم ولا جعلت لها بابين بابا يدخل منه الناس وبابا يخرج منه. He said, I will just demolish it and build it according to the foundation of Ibrahim and so on. But subhanAllah, Allah fulfilled his wish. You know the Kaaba has 2 doors. Huh? You know the 2 doors. That is the structure, and this is Hijr Ismail. Hijr Ismail is part of the Kaaba. And there is 1 door here and 1 door there. Subhanallah, Allah fulfilled his wish. So all these things you pay attention And as I said, and sometimes you feel that urges from shaitan. I want to teach something, that is not the time for it. You may confuse the person because to you, but to him or her. One time, and I will close with this. I'm just giving you these stories that you can remember. One sister came to me. She married to a new Muslim and so on. And she said, Sheikh, I have a problem. I said, what? We have some problem, but the main problem, he has a dog. Okay. And the dog and this and that. His sister, let's wait on the dog. Let me fix other things between two of you. I can't talk about that. He can relate to me. And let me see if I can sandwich the dog. So I talked to him. He responded. And I don't know how to get to him to the issue of the dog because I know the reaction. So after 45 minutes, then I said, you know what he told me? I said, Sheikh, if you're going to talk about my dog, I'm going to reconsider Islam. I said, no, I didn't say that. I just want to tell you that you have one dog, you need another one. He's going to reconsider Islam. Even though the dog, to have dog in the house is haram, you know my opinion. But now, the less of the two evils. And this is called the hikmah, called the Rabbaniya. Until this person, inshallah, himself, after a while, when you meet him, he will start laughing. He says, you remember, I know you didn't tell me that because you don't want me to do this or that and that. And strengthen the iman, the love of Allah, the akhirah, and so on. And why Allah has to tell you what to do, why the Prophet has to tell you what to do. When they reach that level, alhamdulillah, everything will come. And this is the Prophet ﷺ did this with the companions. What about us? So may Allah give us the hikmah, and may Allah forgive us that if we make fitna for anybody, I know we did fitna for some people, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the wisdom and help us. And if you don't know, say I don't know, and ask somebody else. Allah will reward you for that answer. Don't say, well, no, I should not say I don't know or this or no. من قال لا أعلم علمه الله ما لا يعلم. When you say I don't know, Allah will teach you the things that you don't know. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.